Now, South Durban residents who have long complained about excessive pollution have made submissions to the Presidential Climate Commission. It's part of government's public consultation as it moves the country towards a greener future. eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah was at the community meeting.
The Presidential Climate Commission is in Wentworth as part of its public consultations towards making a just transition towards a cleaner society. Now, Wentworth residents have long held the view that they are living in an area that is covered in pollution, and this is largely because of the industries that are very close to this township. Now, at the forefront of that fight has been people like Dasen Thathiah of the South Durban Community Environmental Alliance. Mr. Thathiah, thanks for joining me. I'm sure you have relished this opportunity to put forward the concerns of the Wentworth community and the broader South Durban community to the Commission. What has been at the forefront of your presentations?
Well, you know, firstly, we're quite happy that the Commission is visiting us for the first time. And more importantly was to bring the message across of what the atrocities have occurred over many years, probably over 70 years of the lifespan of the chemical and petrochemical industry since the area was industrialized in 1931. And people have had to bear the brunt of all these brutal industries with high levels of cancer and asthma and leukemia over the years. Many of my own family members and friends that I know have died of cancer. But I think today was an opportunity to really bring what are the concerns, what are the problems, what's happening in our area to their attention, but also what can we do, to try and ensure that workers don't lose their jobs, that we move to a just transition that's equal, that's fair, that gives people hope.
Are you getting a sense, though, from not just this consultation, but the entire program in general, the program of the Presidential Climate Commission, that this can happen seamlessly, where we can move towards an era which is cleaner and greener, but at the same time not affect people's livelihoods? Well,
look, the President is saying the right things, he's been talking about for quite some time now. And the world, the world is moving very rapidly away from fossil fuels. So it gives us a lot of hope that we can have energy that is clean, that is not harmful, and that people will live, their quality of life will improve. We owe it to the generations that come to ensure that this happens, and we're quite ready to work together with the Commission, with government, to ensure this happens. It has to be done right. We don't want people just overnight practically get themselves kicked off the refineries. We want to make sure that there's a just transition, people's jobs are secured for the intermediate future. And then let's look at what programs can be put in place that will create huge amounts of work, especially for our youth. Our youth desperately needs that hope. Yeah. The unemployed masses are restless, and we can see what happens. But if we can present this a proper plan, I'm absolutely sure that people will want to work together, and then we'll create a new future. Young people will have different ideas, and they do have the idea, the technology already. Yeah. So they're wanting to move to that.
Des, let me slip this in quickly before we wrap up. What would you like to see when this commission does, and I believe that there is an intention for them to come back here, what would you like to hear, something concrete, that would make the change that you've been looking for?
Well, all the evidence we are providing to them, not only in the presentations, but also we've got a huge amount of evidence that we're handing over today. We want them to go and read through the documents, hear what we are saying, get the ideas, and then sit down and deliberate it. And let us sit down with them. We are prepared to sit down with them, as community groups all over. And this will be an integrated approach. So you've got business sitting at the table, we've got community, we've got labor, we've got, teachers, educators, we've got everyone around the table here. What I want to see is that improvements in people's lives. If we can get that, then I think then we will give people a lot of hope that things can be done. If we can showcase South Durban as a site of integrated approach, of a change, of less pollution, then I think the whole country will have hope that the people of South Durban, who have been fighting for over 27 years, have achieved something in their lifetime. And if that happens in my lifetime, then I would be very pleased about it, because it's my dream, my hope, my vision, my energy that I put into it, that I want to continue to put in to ensure this happens during my period of life on this place.
Desmond, thank you very much for your time. The Commission will also be continuing its work in the Eastern Cape in the coming weeks. I'm Dasen Thathiah in Wentworth, Durban.